All right, hello and welcome. This is CT5, and today we're playing Wildermyth. And so Wildermyth is a tactical RPG, and part of what's fun about it is it's a huge emphasis on the characters in your party. So why don't I get started, and I'll try and slowly talk through things as I go. So I've played these first two campaigns already, so this is not like a first look or anything. I am reasonably familiar with things, but one of the cool things that goes on is there is a lot of sort of random events that can happen, and that's what I want. There's a lot of events that can happen to your characters. Like it very much feels like a tactical RPG. Oh my gosh! I can choose some people from my. Oh my god! Interesting. Interesting. Oh, okay. Okay, so you start with 3 characters. What's cool is that. God, there's so much, and I'm not really sure what to talk about. But what caught my attention just now is that when you finish a campaign, the characters that survived or like played a big part in it, they become part of your legacy, and they have a chance to show up again. So these 2 characters here, I've actually, they were in my previous games, my first and second game, as it turns out, and now we have this new person who needs rescuing. Might be a new person for me. And if you click on their portraits, you see a lot of this detailed stuff. And you can customize their looks and appearances if you want. That's too much for me. I see nothing wrong with that. You see all this stuff on the bottom left hand here. So eventually, we can see stuff like that, like their abilities and gear in combat. For now, you can check their history. You get a brief background on what they were like. You have these little hooks that sort of, shape their background a little bit. So this fellow, Sturdy is his last name, cute, but his abusive parents left town when he was 10, never to return. The boy lived with his grandparents afterwards, who put him in school, fed him, and loved him as much as they could. Often the target of others' teasing, he grew guarded and resentful. When a fellow came through town calling himself a priest, and spoke of the new family he'd found among his devout brothers and sisters, Ezra gravitated to the message. He ran away to join their underground cult. He quickly grew disturbed, fearful of the teachings being driven into his ears, his heart, but there was no escaping the warren. Oh, I wonder if this is specific to this campaign. And now this whole relationships tab, that's another cool thing. As you play the game, you have the chance to randomly become, potentially lovers with other party members, or rivals, and those or just friends, and those all have gameplay elements and benefits attached to them, which is also cool. Yeah, stuff going on. Oh yeah, retirement age. So as the campaign goes on, this is a campaign that spans many years. So typically there's 3 or 5 chapters in a campaign. In between each chapter, there's a period of peace, and hey, people age and stuff during that time. Eventually they get old enough, they retire, but along the way, maybe their kids show up. And also potentially, depending on events and other stuff, the retirement age might increase. They might be able to stay fighting longer. That's a lot of cool stuff. This person, she did not normally have this crystal friend. She normally had 2 eyes, and then an event happened, and bam, now she's got an eye. A lot of cool, crazy events. And this person is actually from a whole family. This is that female warrior's grandfather, and this person is that person's mystic. And in other words, she is his daughter. Anyways, fun stuff. Ooh, local legends. Ooh. And then as you play the game, you can clear it multiple times. These people are like even more well-renowned than these people. So folk hero versus local legend. And oh yeah, maybe sometimes they become like a werewolf. Who knows? Things happen. So Calamity is after each fight, the monsters adapt to you and become stronger, like so. So basically there's sort of 5 different monster factions, and then these calamities modify and change them in some way. So this stump monster now has extra armor and extra damage. These gorgons in the middle, they have a new monster type. The raccoons are extra health, you know, stuff like that. And I don't even know what some of these are. But okay, this part is. So there's both sort of story campaigns and then generic campaigns as well. I should get started in the actual gameplaying, but this is part of the gameplay. The secrets of creation lie within these depths. You will know them all in time. Peel your eyes to darkness and see the only truth. And so this is the other fun thing. The events and stories are told through these procedurally generated comics that reflect a lot of the details in your characters as well. And it's also like surprisingly expressive. The characters' faces and whatnot. It's pretty fun. Awaken. You sacrificed so much along that sun-struck plateau, and still they rejected you and cast you off. They will feel the prophet's wrath. Freedom is buried beneath the ground. Find it. Awaken. Wake up. Hey, listen. On your feet now. This is a stick. This is both comedic and he's going to be a mage. So there's only 3 classes. Like there's so much potential in terms of the combat. There's like so much potential here, and a lot of room for mods and stuff if people want to do that. The devs apparently want this to be a sort of like content creation based thing to really encourage people to make their own stuff to go with it. But anyways, this is a stick both very funny and very appropriate just to have a mage on the team. Nothing wrong with having a mage, or mystic as they're called, and magic is kind of funny. It's kind of cool. In this game, wow, the stream has been fine. And every now and then, based on events and stuff, you get little combat modifiers too. So in this one, I think all my people have 1 extra armor and warding. Armor is damage prevention against physical attacks, warding is damage prevention against magic attacks. And then it tells you what kind of enemies you'll be going against. The Woken Slinger. So in terms of combat, if you look down the very, very left-hand corner, the 2 diamonds and 2 left-hand corner, the bottom left-hand corner, that represents action points. You see moving, you see the, there's like an empty diamond and then a hole filled diamond. The empty diamond means, hey, it costs 1 AP to move that far. Here, oh, now I'm in the area where it needs both my AP. So attacking stuff usually costs 1 AP as well, and typically you see a single action and ends the turn. Usually, but some special things. Oh, it's probably a swift action. And then there are swift actions, which you can use without having it cost an action point. Cool. Further swift actions cost 1 action point. Anyways, that's probably too much more detail than you needed to know. I think I'm gonna have you hop over. Ooh. Ooh. And warriors have a special end turn. You see that guarding against foes. If people walk into range of their attacks, they get a free attack on them. There's also a cool thing where if you stand next to people, you get armor bonuses, also known as walling. But my person luckily has a lot of armor, so that was no big deal. nice. If you're next to various objects in the map, that reduces the accuracy of ranged attacks. You saw it take cover bit. It hit the surrounding environmental object instead of me. So that's good. Well, there's a mechanic I'll show you at another point, but it's called flanking, and what it does is, if you make a flanking attack against another unit, it's essentially unblockable. You have 100% accuracy. Just like in Card Hunter, for example. Right now my job is to escape, is to just get everyone to those blue tiles over there. So we'll get there soon enough. Slowly but surely. I'll keep him around, and then probably next turn have him run into the exit. But yeah, in between these sort of battles and the various events that can happen to your party, there will be the sort of, part of the game is sort of managing the overworld. And here there you'll be going around potentially recruiting new heroes, building up buildings, gathering defenses to make it, to help defend people from enemy attacks, scouting new lands, stuff like that, and all stuff you'll see fairly soon. For now, run! I've lost the light. What do you mean you lost the light? The way up. This place is a maze. Uh-oh. The belly of the earth, a horn lowly howls. Humming voices echo the note, a wave of dark bile flooding up the warren's snaking holes. The Shadow Hunter! That's his call. Which way? I don't know either! But Ezra remembers now. He's not sure how. He can feel it in his feet. Follow me! Oh, guess we gotta keep going. Oh, you seem scary. But you're out of range right now. Cool. Let me just run and give Buddy up so they get armor. So that's sort of another neat little thing that happens in this game is that, if your attack would do 0 damage, because like the target has too much armor, like what's been happening for them onto my characters, you will at a minimum shred and get rid of one of their armor. So you will always be somewhat useful. And generally people like being useful. I hear it's cool. Fire! Nice crit. Nice poison. Nice, more enemies showing up. Yeah, I can run. She hell strong. Or strong, as people like to say. So, and just like that, that person is out. I'm probably safe. Alright, we will compromise. We will Silk Step. Gives us hidden. So, in sort of classic, rogue fashion, they're sneaking about, they're hidden, they cannot be targeted by enemies. The enemies, if that happens, the enemies do have a search action, and where they, look for people around them, and if you're in that area, then you will be revealed. In the meantime, if you make an attack while you're hidden, your attack doesn't have 100% accuracy. You'd only count on flanking to have 100% accuracy. But it does have... if you attack from hidden, your attack ignores all the armor they have. So that's kind of neat. Oh yeah, so there's some equipment stuff. You can either get it or salvage it for resources, mainly used to craft new gear. Luckily he already had a nice bit of gear, so I just chose to salvage. They emerge from the tunnels into a scarlet brown afternoon, thunderheads rolling in from the east and north. Hey, that was good work, kid. That's what's in distance behind us. Ah, If I were clever, I would have used different voices. Deepest, Woken Slinger, Cold Call. This monster is now stronger. It calls for another Deepest to join the battle. It's like calamities. Your enemies improve their strategies after every fight. Whoop. Okay. So if it was like a fresh game, you would start out with 0. You can change how much you want to, adjust the difficulty and whatnot. A night storm shakes their tent. Water runs under the canvas and soaks them. Attempts at a fire are futile. Rain should wash our tracks away, at least. Wash away our tracks. Should. I wonder what they're pursuing. I wonder if they follow the same trails we do. Excuse me, who are you two? Us? We're seekers of a sort. Your grandma told us you've been coaxed into joining the wrong sort of folks. You should put it a little more colorfully, of course. You know, I chose that path. Went there because I chose it. Grandma's the only one who have noticed or cared. Sure didn't seem too sad to leave behind. We'll leave when we're paid. Writing's been pretty cute too and fun. A lengthy scolding follows. Oh. Shout. So, what's next? They control the road. Let's drive for someone. Take you with us? Yeah. Trying to like make something of myself, make her proud. Oh. If you want to give it a try, might as well be with us. We're thinking of expanding our operation, becoming a true company of heroes. Our missing is a name. What do you think of the And to not take up too much time, I won't go with a custom one. But again, just add a little bit of flavor. It was a bit funny since these two they're part of the same, they're both in my previous game. Yeah. But for now, we are the Sisterhood of Glory. Yay! Deeper secrets await them. Now he's a mystic. Okay. Alright, well, let's see. I just played with a naturalist. This show was really strong. Open mind feels convenient. The inner fuse with one additional target is what I mean by the mage sort of using the objects to cast their spells. They first interfuse, that gives them access to using the objects, and then the magic happens. Alternatively, compulsion. Briefly interfuse with an enemy and force them to move where he wants. Let's try that. That sounds cool. Look, already a new monster. You notice it says cannot cancel. some of these calamities, every now and then you do have the opportunity to cancel them by spending another resource. That resource being known as legacy points up there. So in the top left, these are objectives for what to do for this chapter. Right now we can hire someone new. And it'll cost us 3 of our 5 legacy points, but we get more after each battle we win and stuff. And now this is the part of the map we want to go to. Cool. Alright, well let's start here. Getting people is good. We don't need everyone here. Wait a second. Yeah, you see these various jobs and tasks take some days to complete, along with traveling, as we'll see over here. Places of strife, ghosts may linger. So when you secure a place like this, give you resources now and at the end of the chapter. You can investigate thoroughly to find an item, or work faster to just get it up in ship shape. Different characters will be better at different jobs, typically based on class, but there are some abilities that you can get when you level up that helps with that as well. So now once everyone's been allocated, they start to move off on their own. You can pause and resume time whenever you want. New person, bookish poet. Ooh, so I could get a new person, or I could pick from my legacy. And ooh, 2 people around. Ooh. I don't know what to do. There's a lot of fun stuff in here. So this is the Mage. Some of the things that you level up give you access to interfusing with new objects or upgrading the kinds of spells you can do from what you already know. I would prefer to have a hunter in the early to help scout more, but yeah. I like reading the little backgrounds and stuff, even though like parts are, you know, ultimately you do see some of the same things repeat, but like it's so fun. I don't know. And oh yeah, this game has co-op as well, online co-op. And I think that's like, that was what tipped me over the edge to getting this game. This game is not free to play, you have to buy it. But well worth it. Maybe wait for a sale. I'd wait for a sale, because I'm stingy. But, because it feels so much like a tabletop RPG. Mostly just from the character interactions, and being able to play co-op and really roleplay all the decisions based on which characters you have, like that sounds super fun. And I'm gonna do that with a friend in a couple of days. I'm really looking forward to it. Meantime, yeah, you sound like you'd be a mage though. A mystic. I want someone who sounds like they'd be a hunter. Yeah, let's do it. Ding. Welcome to the Sisterhood of Glory. Another person? I thought I got used. One's already here. Come on, a world-spanning battle song needs as many verses as it can get. Plus, I'd like some extra help starting conversations when you and Ivor are doing that awkward silence thing. Hmm? You're back already? You wiped them out that quickly? Or you didn't give up, did you? Not yet, anyway. Good. That would have been distressing news. Actually, we're back because we're looking to expand the company. What about you? You look upstanding. That mighty fine shovel. Probably fight that thing in a pinch, right? Probably. It's getting clear that somebody has to. There's not a lot else keeping me here right now. It's a season when a young man has to figure out what to make of his life. This season brought a lot of changes. Can't argue with you there. Good to have the help. There he is. Okay, some things up here. Notice this is ticking down as the days tick down. Every now and then, new calamities happen. So after some amount of time passes, new calamities happen. Enemies will get stronger on their own. So enemies get stronger periodically over time, as I just mentioned, and also after every fight. Whether you win or lose, some fights you have to escape, or you choose to escape because things are looking bad, they get stronger anyways. It's pretty clever. It's pretty clever. So this is the part that definitely feels like this sort of overworld management part. It makes the game feel like XCOM to me, if you're familiar with that. That game. I actually haven't played it, but I have watched my brother play it and listened to one of my friends rant about it. So given that, I like to think of it as a sort of similar and more pleasant XCOM, and I'm gonna keep scouting while the thing looks good. I'll talk about this other thing when it becomes relevant. For right now, I'll have them scout while they're preparing, and then they'll travel, then and probably have everyone travel there together. Ooh, oh man, I wanted my person to have through shot. And yet it's so fitting. Rogue kills an enemy. They work well together. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. I think they work well. They're all really nice. They'll let you do cool things too, and what a fun game. It helps with survivability, which is really nice. Okay, travel as a group there. They're going. They finish scouting. Okay. So now, every now and then, if the monsters if you leave the monsters alone and unchecked, they start infesting tiles. And when there are infested tiles, these incursions happen. And oh, if you see the tiles that have these sort of thorny vines all over them, that means it's an infested tile. The more infested tiles there are, the quicker these incursions happen, which is when the monsters start to move and attack on their own. And those are especially nasty. Time for everyone to fight. And the monsters are also stronger while they're invested. Oh, ambushed! So that's another thing. In an infested tile, the enemy will occasionally ambush groups of 2 or smaller, and this will count as a fight. So, yeah. It counts as a fight, so after this, whether we defeat the enemies or we run away, the enemies will get stronger. Now, we just need to wait for the dude to get here. I guess he could get ambushed, huh? He's not actually with the group yet. That's kind of cool. That happened earlier. Okay, narrow pass cuts the mountains here. It's on towards afternoon. The breezes sigh among the rocks, pushing great swaths of mist around. Looks like we got a task in front of us. It's not someone you know, is it? You know many of them? Huh? No, it's... I mean, it's not like it's been a long time there. It's just... Let's worry about the implications when we make it to the other side. Sure. Okay. Bonk. Swirl. Bonk. We've gone back and forth on picking up this game so many times in the last 6 months. Hello there, Mr. Pants Man. You know, I was also debated this, cause Flack had this for a while, and they talked about it. It was cool. And then when it came out in early access, an old coworker got it. He was having blasts and telling about it, and then he mentioned that he'd played with a friend. He was like, "What? This game is co-op? This game is co-op?" And that's when I decided to get it. Obviously, Mr. Pants, up to you what you want to do, but it's really cool Just all the stuff that can happen. That's what the game's about. That's really what the game's about. If you just like following people, seeing what happens to them, and discovering things and stuff, it's great. It's great. I'm just gonna stand in place and guard it right there. Please don't see me. Oh, nice dodge. Holy balls. Oh, fuck. Okay. Alright. Alright, it's happy fun times for you now. Bonk? Armor shredded? How about bonk number 2? Into bonk number 3? Wombo combo. You seem surprised I said holy balls, John. I say holy balls a lot. Cool dude with the poison, keep getting that armor stuff. You do it. Oh yeah, I had a vicious, I had a wise mystic before. To a swift action, fuck. Yes. Yes. Sure. Action point after a melee kill. Oh, it's real nice. It's all real nice. What do you think about this? I've made this kind of character before, also, but Rogue and Thornfang. Okay, if I take this, what does it mean? I can stab, then I'm hidden, stab someone else? Unlikely. Being stabbed and hidden is good enough? The one advantage this has is let me stab, then move. And occasionally, I do have compulsion to move people around. Okay. Wow, that could be... Man, there's potential. This is the safe option. This is the big... The woo option. Boring? This person's not gonna be next to his teammates, and I don't want to count on him blocking or dodging things. Mr. Pants has opinion. I like this. You always pick the option. All right. There's definitely a lot of potential there. So that's gonna be exciting. We slew the Shadow Hunter, but set up a watch, tender hurts, right? Nice dodge, Mr. Poison Rogue dude. Hopefully they find rest. The wind of the mountains rises and howls. I wonder if the character traits determine what they say in these events. Because I think I have had the same events but with slightly different dialogue. So like that is also just very cool. I never expected to be anything more than just another nobody. So I threw my life away, you helped me get it back. Friends are where that courage comes from. So true. So true. The road they reclaimed will see new traffic soon. Shadows collect in the places shadows do, by the rocks and the ruins, deep under roots of mountains. I would say that I am also a nobody from Deerwatch. This is why we keep finding more reasons why we're friends. Alright, got some stoof. Oh, nice. Oh yeah, every now and then, get a little thing that happens between. This little bit of dialogue is super fun. As time passes, you see what people are up to. Happy family. Old Narlene would have loved to see it. Jen noticed that the marketplace at Deerwatch had fallen into disrepair during all the conflict. She passed the summer helping to rebuild it. Ivor added a new addition onto his house. Served as a haven of hospitality travelers passing through. He went to research his family name. Apparently disappearing into the shadows was a running theme in his lineage. But not his progeny. Not his progeny. Refunds it. Wait. If he crits, he gets 2 action points back? Wait. That's a lot of woo. Okay, we'll keep that in mind. That could be very exciting. Holy crap. Do magic dudes cast cool magic things? Yes. In my other game, his daughter could just summon a fucking tree out of nowhere, and the roots would hold people in place when she does that. And actually, so all the magic happens from objects on the map. So you actually don't really throw fireballs or use columns of fire. If you have fire, you just grab some fire and then just shuffle it about, and it burns people and stuff. You can have bones, like piles of bones, just you get a really sharp one and sling it out at someone. That can be pretty cool. You can have like bushes or trees just splinter into a million shards, shredding armor in a big AoE. Got options. And then actually, some of the magic people, if you like get more like specialized and advanced spells, you get cooler stuff there too. We got options. Bone flinging magic is your kind of magic. In how many ways? John, how many ways is that your kind of magic? No, I want speed. I am speed. I'm actually not really about the spell damage. I'm just about moving people around. So you're gonna imagine at least 3 okay. 2 of them not repeat. Okay. Ooh. So what's cool about the other cool thing about upping his damage so much like this is that then I don't have to count on him flanking to also attack. He can do more regular stuff normally. And he has poison, and that's already a pretty strong axe. Yes. does not look like it's a Thistlethorn. Silent Woes Skinner. Falcon Spider's Grief. Ember Edge, definitely not. And yet, the Thistle Dagger. Weeping Blossom, that was kind of cute. Ray Frost Sigh, that's all watery and stuff. Yeah, let's go with that. There's something saying, yeah. Ezric, are you aware there's a... oh, it's a mom crying out. No. I'll grab the old walking stick. I'm not dying for a bunch of strangers somewhere. Talk to the inhabitants of Deerwash. And so it continues. Got the same map, but more areas to explore. Got a lot of things going on here. We've got stuff to do over there. Stuff to do over here. Alright. So why don't we... oh, that's a lot of walking. And I can't cross this? I just have to go all the way... wait, how am I supposed to... that's... I have to build a thing? Alright. Good, everyone's here. Alright, we'll have everyone move over here. I think I'll try and build a thing like around here, so we have multiple ways around. Oh, and I have to build another thing. Okay, hang on. I could just go like that, build one thing here, go here, and since I'm right in the middle, clear everything in one area, then go to the other side. Then I only have to build one thing instead of two. So much walking! So much walking! Alright, and see more things. That's nasty. 6 infested tiles? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now it's a lot. Alright. Well, we have 4 people. This should be no problem. So actually, fights. Each fight is like a fixed amount of experience, and it is divided amongst all the people. So if you go in with less people, they would level up faster. They get more experience that way. And by splitting up, you know, you can do multiple things at once, but it's a bit harder when there's less people. A lot of fun little things going on. The macro, and then the sort of macro, the big scale, and then going to the fight's really fun as well. Old Jasper Mill needs some freedom. How did I know you were going to say apple? Okay, my turn. Favorite thing to fight. That's like asking my favorite rash. Least favorite then. I have to be deepest. Is that because they're over the next hill? It's the idea that they used to be people. Makes you wonder what horrid thing you could become if your soul got twisted the wrong way when you were young. I had this event against different people before. Here I am making a career out of them. Oh, I appreciate that. What keeps you here? What would Le Ezric say? You know, I think at the beginning of the story it would have been this, but you know, he wanted to make himself or his grandma proud. He's already out of civilization by the thing. And, yeah, I think that's actually what he would say now. Once it's alright, you can go home. That's what he did. That's what he wants to do. Sure. It is big. I don't know if that helps or if it's too much pressure, but it helps me when even battle starts to feel like drudgery. Stoicism. All heroes, extra armor. Alright, what is this mush rocks? Alright, well, Old Jasper Mill, gonna take it nice and easy. Take it nice and easy. Get some bonus armor going. Yeah. Cars. Is there anything I can do here? Okay. You can open the door. There they are. Oh, I could like move and get. Oh man, there's. You see what I'm saying when I say that there's potential? Wait a second. I can actually... Oh, it's a free action. How does this game handle classes? Really simply, for better or worse, I just see it as there's a lot of potential. There's 3 classes. We got the warrior person, we got the hunter type people, and the mystics. And from there, it's just when you level up, pick an ability. Sometimes it will be a more generic ability, sometimes it'll be a specific, class-based ability. But that's actually it. That's it. And I'm not even sure that how much different stuff there is. I mean, I haven't played that much, but I have continuously seen new stuff, and there's plenty of things I haven't tried yet. It's still pretty freaking fun. Even with just that super simple base. Which again, just think of all the stuff you could be doing with this, right? I'm really excited to try out mods and stuff at some point. Maybe even come with my own. I've said that at games before, that doesn't usually happen. The bonk? Whoa. Yeah, that's right. What? Oh, if I stunned, it would have been, okay, but I can still move there? 3 damage, 2 range. No, that's not gonna work. Actually, it is, because we can go for a bonk to set up a flank for that. Bonk! Oh, so okay, my thing wasn't as exciting. I was looking to get multiple attacks. Oh no, it might have been... whatever. I found the specialization I get through that system holds enough variety. The Rose Hunters always feel like Rose Hunters. They feel very different. There's the more sort of dagger, stabby focused hunter rogue, which is what this fella's doing. And again, more bow-based ones like this one, and going with poison. This is actually something I'm trying out fairly new, right? What I'm actually hoping to get from this fellow, so he actually has, his bow's pretty cool in that he has a thing that lets him ignore armor. And there's a talent perk thing you can pick up that lets your arrows shoot through people. So the first time you get it, it will just hit the next person in line for either -1 damage or half damage. Probably just -1 damage. If you upgrade that again, it can hit any number of people. The arrow just keeps going in a straight line, can hit any number of people, doing -1 damage per target. So I'm really, and oh yeah, and he has poison attack. So I'm hoping to get that, and then, you know, sort of line people up and just shoot a whole bunch of people all at once to do cool things. That's the plan. And again, that's about as different as it gets, right? Huge burst from the melee rogue into either poison or just sniping off with bow. And again, what's neat is that having the range is that your people can have like 2 different weapon loadouts at a given time. So like even my warrior, for example, could switch to a bow if I gave her one. And that lets you do some unique things, like warriors have a skill that let you shred a good chunk of armor off an enemy. Not as cool at melee, but with a range, it gets a little cooler. And then if you upgrade that one again, then you can do it multiple times in a turn, and suddenly, like, whoa! Hope that holds true over many runs. I hope so too. You know, they've got 5 story campaigns. I definitely plan on playing through all 5. I think I'll still have fun after that. And probably what's going to be cool is just seeing my characters, because some of their characters, they survive a run, they stick around in your future runs, like these 2 here. And that would be very cool. Is this a new turn? This is a new turn. Alright, bucko. Shoulder Sledge. Once every other turn, charges, trampling scenery, knocking aside heroes, dealing 1 damage, and hobbling. Oh. That's a lot of health already. I'm gonna chill here. Oh, okay, maybe it doesn't want to chill there, because that one moves. They might see him. Oh, it's like Mushroom Ox. I get it. Okay, so I can run here. Okay, well, hang on. Doesn't look like you can go very far because you're a big boy. You're gonna chill out of the way, where hopefully it won't be as bad. Chosen, that one can probably move more. I might as well just shoot. Ignore some armor, get poison going. And barrage, we'll save that for later. Genuine. Guard. Catch that one just in case, and then. Fuck, that's so good. I can just do that. But don't need to do anything right now. Oh, it's going. Please don't see me. Oh man, you're far away. You're far away. Okay, so now how does this work? what do we do with this fellow? Get some bonks going? Well, I got armor against them. Yeah, that's much more fun. I got poison? Shred into damage. So, how far can you go? You can go there. You can go that far, so you can hit there or there, which means we should move you here. Oh man, this upgrade compulsion thing is what they call very good. Does die from poison. And then if we do what? It doesn't count as an attack. That's why there's no LeBlanc. Alright. Oh no! Oh jeez. That hurts, but thanks for stopping by, John. Do get that sleep, get your 8 hours in. Yeah, talk soon. Looking forward to when we can actually hang out when you're done with Listoof. Bye. Oh, there's LeBlanc. That's the Blanc point. Blanc! Hop, 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 hop. Go stick! I missed that, so I actually could have had him hop first and then have Genuine do the big smack for the guaranteed damage. Okay. Splinter. And Zabong. Potency. Well, that increases how much you can shrug. It's just damage. Potency, not. He's getting all the stuff. May not be titanium, but something significant happened here today. We would name this place. I mean, Old Jasper Mill? Well, sure, that's the overall place, but what about a specific clearing or cliff? Think they have names? Thing you name may tell your story, however quietly and slowly. She just I'm totally getting barred for her again if I, a little commemoration everyone to miss. Earthen Witness takes its name this day. You have an official process for this? One makes one's own. The place will know. Genuine lit a tiny fire in the crag as the sun stretched out, building small piles and saying a few words. Zephy wondered if she just enjoyed the motions of the ritual a little too much. When she came back down, something did feel different. The company took a moment to acquaint themselves with the Earthen Witness on their way out. Then continued on, hiding small smiles from her. feel like it's a good point to stop. Hope that was fun. I had a freaking blast. There's a decent chance if I stream this again, it won't be a continuation of this. I'll probably play this on my own, off camera, but I hope that was enjoyable nonetheless. Anyways, that's it for me. Thanks for watching, and I'll see y'all next time.